place is beautiful!
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renin sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dahna, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagin. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagin. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagin and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagin and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagin had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagin was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less. She would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty, instead I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Dahnans there would still be suffering under Renin oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right. Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Damn it. Lenniget's soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Oh! I am Lord Dohalim of Elder Menancia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one.
Air thrust! Change between heaven and earth!
Being interrupted.
An astral That's my cue!
Shut him down.
Searing tempest!
Its armor's too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest.
Mega ray! I'll be saving this one! My world is hot rod magic! Mega ray!
Coming through. Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Searing tempest! And then start will! Flare tornado! Mega ray! Here, let me help! Here's a healing arc! Drinking orb! Forward up! Annihilation! Air thrust! Here's a healing arc! A wailing banshee of what in here? First aid! Radium just a bit! Resuscitation! Here, let me help! All disasters made one! First aid! Mega ray! Mega ray!
Eat dirt!
those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
Looks perfect and tastes just as good.
Handle it!
Resonate with the earth!
One more! Raging Mega Ray! Annihilation! Will this help? These ones can run things around us! I'm freaking... Flare Tornado!
Stardust!
Flare Tornado! Lightning Attack! Go! Thunder Blade! A chain between heaven and earth!
Too fast!
Stand back.
A wailing Banshee of lightning!
Rising Wyvern!
Fire Sweep! A whirling struggle!
Elusive
Mega
deity.
Ray! Winds of heaven! Brute force! Not on my watch! Will this help? Will this help? Hey, drinking water!
Explosive ring!
Mega all Ray! Disasters paid one! Come annihilation! I'll heal you all!
Down on the ground!
Mega Ray! Heal force! Mega Ray! Raging Cascade! Fresh! Mega Ray! This is it!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Elusive deity! Hitting pile driver!
Easter!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
With this, I can become even stronger.
Let's see what you've got.
You're mine!
Heal my weary companion.
Severing Wind! Take
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough.
Light Spear! Easter! Rising Wyvern! Soaring Light Spear! Rising! Here I come! I'll smash you! Rising Falcon!
In here!
Here I come!
I'll stop its charge! shower.
Far enough! Take this!
Magic is there! Holy
Flame inside me! Down on the be left free! No escape!
Blah, blah, blah. Sleep now.
Double demon fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing arc.
Take this! I'm not done!
Water.
Soda!
Here's my call.
Here I come!
Allow me to
Soaring Right Spear! Take this! Rising Spear! You picked
in a vine.
Rising Light! You're mine!
Everlasting darkness.
Wind
Hurricane Thrust! Tear!
Sleep now. Confiscated.
It's over!
Here's
You're
a healing
mine!
arc.
Rising Wyvern! My turn! Double Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here, let me help.
You're mine!
Aid.
Being interrupted.
Take this!
This one's mine.
Soda!
Wailing Banshee of Lightning.
Double Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing arc.
I'm not done! Burn! I owe you one! Double Demon Fang! Incineration Wave! You're mine! Double Demon Fang! Incineration Wave! Take it! I'm not done! Rising Wyvern!
Another incantation ruined.
Here's a healing arc.
I owe you one!
Can't get out of this.
I'm not done!
Hydration orb. Illuminate the dark. No more playing nice. Holy man! The chain between heaven and earth. Burning Banshee of Lightning. Feel ready.
Regeneration. Regenerate.
I owe you one!
Without a trace.
Take this!
Raise the cascade.
Thanks! Double Demon Fang!
Now. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this. Out of our way.
Light.
Engaging!
Healing
Demon
circle.
Fang!
Thunder field.
Sorry, Cubby.
Raging cascade. I'm the true gunslinger around here.
Bring him down! Demon Fang! Try harder! Now the flame inside me! I have no
Leave the
limits!
ensnaring to me.
Double Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Here I come! It's almost too strong!
Let it open!
Be my guest! Thanks!
Lightning orb!
We did it! Now! Here I come!
Can you take it?
You're finished! Rising Phoenix! Nothing back! Double Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing arc!
An astral arc?
That's my heal!
Shut him down! Double Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang! Be still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! My turn! No escape! You picked the wrong device!
Now! Astral energy!
Say no more!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this. Little help!
Now you'll learn!
Healing
Another incantation ruined.
meteor! Really burst you up! Rain down and purify all!
Rising Wyvern!
Finish without a
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
sparkling star of light! Rain down and purify all! Sphere! Here's
enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that.
Nothing gets by me! Elusive deity! Double demon fang!
Meteor storm! Sparkling stars of light! Rain down and purify all! Meteor storm! Do it! Ultimate astral energy!
Say no more.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Is someone making them stand guard over the Forbidden Zone?
An opponent like this should be easy.
Holy lamp! Illuminate the storm! I think I'll pass on the handshake.
Easter!
Here! Holy lamp! Oh, sparkling stars of light!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Down on the ground! Resonate with the stars of light! Rain down and purify all!
Destruction!
There!
A charge like that can easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
There! One more! Sweet now!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Divide! Not on my watch! Searing flame! Reload! Blah blah blah! Hear my call! Meteor storm!
Burn
You
it
get
out!
the gist! Meteor storm! Oh, spark! Blah blah blah! Meteor storm! Oh, spark! Blah blah blah! Meteor storm!
No further!
Oh, spark! Blah blah blah! Meteor storm! That'll bring you down! You get fired up!
Breath of life! Armor won't save you!
Lunar Corruption! You get the gist! Meteor storm! Here!
I'll grind you into
Oh, spark! Blah blah blah!
You're mine!
Meteor storm! Oh, sparkling stars of light! Rain down and purify all! Annihilation!
I'll burn it all! Flaming pillar! Fire! There! It's go time!
Oh, sparkling stars of light! Rain down and purify all!
Regenerate!
Lunar Corruption! Meteor storm! Oh,
You picked the
sparkling
wrong
stars
fight.
of light! Rain down and purify our field!
Here I come! Sword Rain Alpha! Catapult! Blew away!
Meteor storm!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Leave the charges to me!
Void Flash!
Take
this! Elusive Deity!
Meteor storm! Sparkling stars of light! Rain down and Alpin! Astral energy!
Say no more.
We're still standing. Barely.
Get low!
Heal! Crush! Double Demon Fang!
Illuminate the dark! Flaming glimmer!
Leave the agile Double Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Catapult!
Here!
You're mine! Double Demon Fang! Be still!
Corridor!
Rise up!
I
give you performance! Begin! Elusive Deity!
Look at the stockpile!
Elusive Deity!
More where that came from!
Incineration!
Illuminate the blah blah blah!
Tornado Drive!
Holy land! Here, let me out between heaven and earth! First aid! A wailing
Eternal Devastation! Double Demon Fang!
Hear my call!
Double Demon Fang! Incineration Wave! Double Demon Fang!
Burning strike!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Breath of life. Heal my weary companion. I could do without your pain.
I'm ready!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Glacial sphere!
Not a
Here's
chance.
evil!
Double Demon Fang!
Now, cleanser!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! I can feel my power growing! I have no limits!
If you won't bow out night, then you leave me no choice!
I'll burn it all! Flaming Pillar! Fire!
Illuminate the sense! Holy glimmer! Holy lamp! Illuminate the sense! Holy glimmer! Holy lamp!
Ignite!
Glacial stars! Pierce evil! Rain down and purify all! Freeze lancer!
Swallow Blade!
Meteor storm! Water, where are you going? Rain down and purify all!
Rising Wyvern!
Meteor storm!
Take this!
Oh, sparkling star magic advance!
Rising Wyvern!
Meteor storm! Do it!
Light burst forth!
Radiant genesis!
Do it!
Sparkling stars of light! Rain down and purify all!
Radiant Blast!
Annihilation!
You're
Meteor storm!
Burn it out!
Rain down! Spread!
Negative. Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
I won't forgive you! Come forth! Illuminate the sphere! Heal evil! Holy lamp! Freeze lancer! Meteor storm!
Can't get out of
Oh,
this!
sparkling stars of light! Rain down and purify! Meteor storm! Reload!
Breath of life. Heal my weary companion. I can carve through armor. My seal? Sure. No hearts are being interrupted.
Not today!
Sparkling stars of light!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Oh, sparkling stars of light! Rain down and here's evil!
Try this!
Take
Here's
this!
ready and ready! First aid!
Sonic Boom! You're mine! Double Demon Fang!
Everyone, get back! It's too dangerous! Reload! I will
Be
heal you
still!
all!
Rising back!
Holy Land! Illuminate the forever! I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar!
My exploits are bearing fruit. This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Dahnan. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dahna. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Dahnan astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dahna's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dahna from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dahna or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when—
We can talk later. Here it comes!
What? I've never known Faria to control symbols like that before.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master core?
What? Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the symbol. Then we get some answers.
Go for the weak point! Chain magic is there!
Regenerate!
Divine equation!
Not today!
Illuminate the dark! Cut forth! Holy glitter! Holy land! I never miss! Sparkling stars of light! Rain down and purify all! Holy flame! Vanish without a trace! Meteor storm! Sparkling stars of light! Rain close one! Gotcha! Explosion! Sparkling stars! You get the gist! Burning strike! Meteor storm! Not in your dreams! You get the gist! Meteor storm!
In a bind?
A whirling struggle! Winds of heaven! Burst forth!
Heal!
Eternal devastation! Rising
Explosion! A whirling struggle!
With the earth!
Burning
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Magic is there! Sleep now! Weaken!
This ends now!
You get shit! You get shit!
Our natural defenses are fading. I'm a sitting duck.
Retreat from this battle.
Retreat? I would never!
In a bind?
Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Meteor!
I can carve through armor!
You get shit! Meteor storm!
Here, let me help.
Burst aid! You get shit! Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Stars of light! Rain down and purify all! Meteor storm! Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Oh, sparkling stars of light! Rain down and purify all! Water, hear my call!
Soaring blast!
Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Meteor storm!
In a bind?
Who's gonna attack?
Right, watch out! Rain down and purify all!
Lightning thrust!
Healing disasters made one! Come forth and heal us of
Forgive me.
Double demon fang!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Destruction! Fang!
Here!
Double Demon Fang!
I feel that's the outlet in me.
First aid! I'll burn it all! Flaming Pillar! Fire!
Oh, sparkling stars of light! Rain down and purify all! Need to pull myself together.
Addiction light.
Radiant! Oh, sparkling stars of light! Rain down and purify all!
You're mine!
I don't need all!
Blow away! Eternal
Healing
Demon
your
Fang!
soul! Oh, sparkling stars! I'll bring you death! Don't leave me! Close one!
I'm in your debt.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Shine!
Oh, sparkling
Radiant
stars
light!
of light!
Force!
Rain down and purify
Regenerate!
all! I'm out of
Allow me to help you.
Meteor storm! Oh, sparkling stars of light!
Take
Rain
this!
down and purify all! I'll heal you all! Meteor storm! Oh, sparkling stars of light! Meteor storm! Oh, sparkling get the death! I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Oh, blah blah blah! Blah blah blah! Oh, sparkling stars of light! Rain down and purify healing circle! I'm almost impressed.
My praise comes from you.
I said almost. Don't get carried away.
Denied! Better if you don't get out there.
Mega ray! I'm all stocked up. Meteor storm! A whirling struggle. It's about to strike.
Look sharp, everyone! Ignite!
Elusive deity! In a vine?
Oh, sparkling stars of light! There! Test it!
No.
Mega ray!
Can't end here!
I couldn't make it in time.
Mega ray! Oh, take care! I can't heal you forever!
Not
Pull
done yet!
myself together.
Sonic Thrust!
From death's abyss.
Sword Rain Alpha! Blow away!
I still got some fight left in me.
Vacuum Blade!
I never miss. Stars of light. Rain down and purify all. Radiant here. I owe you. Lightning. Meteor storm. A whirling struggle. Winds of heaven. First force.
Can't end here!
Don't give up.
Take this!
Annihilation. Lightning. Cyclone. Blah blah blah. Burning. You get the
Can't
death.
get out of this!
Resuscitation! Cyclone! Oh, Arch Steel! Do it! Neon! Astral Energy! Full throttle!
Now it's just her! Varia! Can you hear me? Varia!
She's preparing another summoning!
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more.
Dohalim!
Forgive me.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case,
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnagin, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already passed, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion,
Huh?
thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. And much...
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dahna's astral energy.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her, it reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dahna.
But the will of Dahna is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dahna's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure!
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dahna's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Do you think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
My astral arts are coming along quite nicely.
Coming along? What do you want to do with them?
Oh, you know. Sprout flowers from the tip of my staff, suspended in midair.
So you want to be a street magician then?
That vision we saw. It was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dahna might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well, it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave, ghost-type stuff.
That's your grand theory? That we're being haunted? Come on, Law.
Wait. He might be closer to the mark than you think. What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
I am merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dahna's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent.